Today we're talking about why mindset work is such a must, why it's such an incredible opportunity to connect in, to tap in, figure out what's going on, change and let go of limiting beliefs, which are things that you carry often lifelong and don't even know they are there. One of the things that we see is, well, obviously there's a connection between mindset and chronic illness, and people differ dramatically in the way that they respond to their circumstances. While someone may give into a life of illness and wear it kind of like a badge, like this is versus like, I don't know, let me think of like, say Hashimoto's, right? It's like, I have Hashimoto's. And the whole life is about, I have Hashimoto's. And I'm not diminishing anyone's experience of that. But one of the things that I see as a practitioner is that there's a difference between people who are in the space of, I have this, and it kind of runs everything in their life, versus I have the experience of, or I experience symptoms of XYZ illness or disease. It will make a difference in the maintenance and improvement of their health over time. So there's always that opportunity to acknowledge where you've experienced healing, and then to notice the shifts in your physical experience. So this is made more pronounced, obviously, by a positive mindset and really looking at that belief system. I always see, this was really true for my own health, when we don't stop to heal our emotions, the manifest of those emotions become your next physical ailment, or that physical ailment, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Our subconscious holds the thoughts and programming that we have gathered in our lifetime, and then proceeds to call the shots in your life 95% of the time. So our conscious mind only is in control 5% of the time, our subconscious 95% of the time. My advanced PSYCH-K facilitator, Karen Mackay, showed us this great picture of an iceberg, right? And you only see the tip of the iceberg sticking out of the ocean. You don't see under the surface where the iceberg is ginormous, gargantuan, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about. If under the surface lives 95% of what we don't see, but is what is running the programming of our brain, that teeny tiny little tip of the iceberg on top being the 5% of our consciousness, you can really see who is really talking and who is really making those day-to-day choices in our, in everyday life. So what we're living from daily is old programming, and it keeps us in old conversations no matter what we do or say about that. So the only way to change the subconscious mind is to reprogram it. And at times it's like painting a clear picture for what you want your life to be like, or writing that story, standing in that future fulfilled for where you want things to go, and then kind of reverse engineer it from that. Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a cell biologist, he was co-founder of the PSYCH-K mindset work process. One of my favorite quotes by him is this. I've got a couple of them here. He said, "I was exhilarated by the new realization that I could change the character of my life by simply changing my beliefs. I was instantly energized because I realized that there was a science-based path that would take me from my job as a perennial victim to my new position as a co-creator of my destiny." I love that quote. I could really see where I stepped into victim mentality for much of my life. And I'm only 43, I'll be 44 soon, right around the corner. But if you think about, I lived over half my life as a victim, like very much from that victim mindset. And this last quarter of my life has just been tremendously transforming and full of acknowledgement for my experiences, pulling me then out of that victimhood place. He also says, why it's hard to be happy? It's because we refuse to let go of the things that make us sad. So that just becomes a choice. When we're talking about the mindset work we do here at the office, we use the modality, or really the process, called PSYCH-K. So that's PSYCH-K, and that's just a registered trademark. And we go to work on an area of life that you would like to transform. And the reason I brought the work here into our office is because I was doing that work and it was moving things more quickly in my life than any other modality I have tried. And I'd like to say I've done it all. And I love a lot of them. I love tapping. I love meditation. I love visualization. I love Reiki. I love energy work. I've dabbled in past life regression. I mean, I've done lots and lots of things and truly enjoy all of them. This work gets me from here to there in just a hot second. In, a 60 or 90-minute session, I can change so much about what I'm experiencing and who I am being and how I show up and transform said conversation or said situation, going on in front of me. One of the things we do here in our office, and by the way, we now have 3 of us trained PSYCH-K facilitators because Mana and Shayna are both our birth doulas. Mana is another nutrition response practitioner, and they have both seen amazing things with this work and jumped in to serve both their people and our collective community here with the gift of this service. It's just powerful. Looking at how these sessions go, so we do an intro session for 25 or 30 minutes, and you can really do what is called a couple of balances. Balances are really putting your body and brain into a whole brain state. So say you have half a hemisphere of your brain over here and the other half over here, you're bringing them both into the same conversation at the same time. So you bring an area of your life that's not working or that you'd like to transform, and you get the opportunity to really repattern that old belief system. And all we do is guide you through that transformation process, with just a few steps. So we discuss the area that you'd like to see movement in. We talk about subconscious choice and then superconscious permission and guidance. That's really your body giving you permission to do that work, your subconscious giving you permission to do that work. And when your session's over, then you will take action steps. Your transformation requires commitment to support those new subconscious beliefs and increase your awareness. And I am, Karen, again, I'll quote her. She always says, just be curious, like stay curious. And I was like loving that line so much because I'm always encouraging our clientele and our customers to just stand in the inquiry, just stand there and look and see what you notice. And you'll notice how much of the time we say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Really, I don't know is like not standing. So stand and look and be present and get connected to those emotions or whatever it is that's going on so that you can release them and hold on to them. What's really fun about kind of defining what's going on with that current situation and looking at establishing your desired outcome is that we can work with circumstances that run the gamut. So, maybe you're sitting there saying, well, I don't really think I have anything to, I mean, life is pretty good. I don't have any stress. I have a good job. My family is great. Okay, great. So you could be looking at, let's create that next step of life. What's going to happen next? What am I going to create in the next 5 to 10 years? You also may look at, past traumas, current relationships, just current situations, current stressors. Old, present, and potential future stressors are things that we can also go to work on with mindset work. So some people might think in terms of what am I trying to say? So you might be asking yourself, like, I don't know what I would come to work on, right? So maybe there's something that you're avoiding. Maybe there's like a situation that you're avoiding or a conversation that you're avoiding. Maybe you want to shift a conversation or experience from a place of fear to a place of love or acceptance. Maybe you want to look at accepting some changes, like, my goodness, as if we don't have enough change going on in our world right now to create acceptance. And if we don't create acceptance, it doesn't mean that we have to follow whatever is going on out there. But if we can create acceptance, then the resistance drops, because when we resist, then the problem persists. So that's a nice way to look at, how to kind of balance yourself with what's happening in our communities right now. Maybe you're looking at spiritual growth and looking at more of an inner connection, tuning in that way. Maybe you're looking for freedom from your fears, or self-acceptance is a big one. Maybe you have actual physical or neurological health conditions that are important to you and you want to get those handled. This is another way of doing that. So here in our office, we do advanced nutrition response testing, and we are dealing on the physical level. Yes, we can find out when the body is stressed, but we will shift gears and have you come in on a different day to do the work, to do the mindset work, because it's a much longer process and we need much more time to do that. But you can start to make a difference with those health concerns by handling some of that emotional side. And maybe you just need to stand into and step into your greatness, but you have no idea what that is and what that looks like. So we don't limit the work that we do, to just those topics, but you could just see the kind of the world is your oyster when it comes to really looking at what could be handled. What concerns do you have? I even know as a mom, I go into my PSYCH-K facilitator sessions with, these are things that I, excuse me, want to bring balance to, or I want to handle. But then I also will bring situations like with my kids, or things that it seems like I can't control. But when I bring them in, I realize I do have my claws in, whatever situation isn't going well. And if I can just kind of release that grip a bit and give space and freedom to whatever is going on around me, then we experience peace. And that is just incredibly powerful. So mindset work is a must, must, must. Lots of times if people come in and they are just so worked up, obviously we can test and we can find that space of stress. There's even work that we can do when you can't identify what the stressor is, you can't identify what it is that you're worked up over. There is a place for us to start to just reduce that and start releasing that a bit. And then you just get tapped in. People, I know what I'm upset about. Wow, I didn't even realize that bothered me so much, right? People start to have, aha moments, and we kind of see the light bulb go on above their heads, and that's really beautiful. So that is it. Mindset is a must. We must take on mindset work. We must balance our emotions. We do that in alignment with our physical healing, and we will take that work much further. What we do here at My Healthy Beginning is bring that optimal level of health to you. If you want that level of health, we will help you get there. You can reach us online at myhealthybeginning.com or give us a call here at 612-418-3801. Thanks for joining me.